no. Oh
I caught you. I caught
no,
you.
we're
Yeah,
on, buddy. We're on. Did
we're
you want
on.
to?
Let's do it.
Okay, all right. So speak now, forever hold your peace. That's a good intro. I like that. Everyone's like, what were they talking about? What were they talking about? I need to know.
You guys will never know.
I
You
need to
guys
know.
will never know.
Oh my god, what's up, everybody? Hey, welcome to Will Sneak Live. DJ Anthony, Magnus PhD in biochem. Okay, don't forget, we're two friends. We're just talking. We're not giving you medical advice. Always check with your healthcare professionals. Okay, now Magnus, it's funny. I was out to eat at this place called Kava. Do they have Kava in California? It's like a healthy rice bowl, salad bowl place. No, they don't. If you're thinking about it, they might have it in California, but not by you.
Anthony, I'm the worst when it comes to all these different food chains and stuff like that, because again, I did not grow up with everything.
Right.
So that is kind of a big hole in my armor. I do not know where the different, like, what the things are. I mean, yeah, I know McDonald's and Burger King and stuff like that. But when it comes to, I don't.
Okay.
So honest,
the reason I bring that up is I was eating at this place called Kava, which it's a franchise. It's like a McDonald's or Burger King. It's not as big, but it's not a mom and pop shop. But anyways, I was eating there and I was like, oh, I wonder how many healthy food places are that are out there. And I said, well, what are my favorites? And I'm going to ask Magnus his favorite. That I know of. So Kava, if people watching don't know this, and it's not a huge chain, so you might not have it where you live. I'm in Jersey. Magnus is in Cali. But in the northern New Jersey area, even in the northern New Jersey area, there might be 2 or 3. It's not really that prolific. But anyways, I love this place. It's my favorite place to eat because you can't get an unhealthy meal there. It's either you're going to get a rice bowl or a salad bowl. And it's, chicken, broccoli, cauliflower, all that stuff. So all the fufu shishi, nuts and seeds, whatever. So I love the place. But so I was like, yeah, I wonder what. So, okay, so I kind of eat there. By you, what do you have by you that you know of or you like that's a healthy, fast casual or.
So one fortunate thing about California is that, like, looking around, we have a lot of healthy options, but it's not like these big chains. It's usually like more your local cafe or things like that.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, well, if we're gonna call Chipotle healthy, that will be one of the, like, the major kind of actors.
Yeah, I would say Chipotle's on my list, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, they give you a lot of food, but I would say, yeah, it's a healthy option.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing there, and I say worst really kind of lightly, would be if you really want to parse hair here, is the bread, you know what I mean? Like processed carbs or maybe rice. But honestly, like, considering, I think it's pretty healthy. The meat seems to be organic, I think, so.
What it comes down to, like, how I see it, is usually like, you can of course step out of line and make it very unhealthy depending on what you pick and choose. But if you doing basic things, like mostly like greens and protein source, right?
Yeah.
That is going to be fairly healthy in my opinion. Whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay. There's another place. Well, now I know you have this by you.
Yeah.
This place, I'm pretty sure. Do you know Panera Bread?
Yes. Okay. We have Panera everywhere.
Right. Same here. Now, I used to love Panera, and Panera's tricky. Panera can be very unhealthy.
Yeah.
But they market themselves as very healthy. But for instance, okay, if you get a salad, okay, that's cool, whatever. But if you get most of the sandwiches, not all of them, but most of the sandwiches are unhealthy for you. They're processed, greasy carb bread, with very, very, very little meat. And so I notice a lot of the Panera menu is processed carbs, the flatbread pizzas, the bagels, the bread. So it's just like, But if you get the salad with, strawberry chicken salad, whatever, I think it can be very healthy. I mean, what do you think of Panera?
Again, like you're kind of pointing, most of, like, it's in the name, like Panera. It used to be Panera Bread, right? So a lot of it's gonna be based on basically fast carbs. So it's going to be bread, right?
Yeah.
Again, bread is not like the worst thing, but you're kind of pointing it out. Most of it is basically bread and not any protein source. So again.
Very little, yeah.
Yeah. So you have to. And here's the thing that I think is most important. It's like, you don't need to know the place inside out, right? But you need to kind of know what you're ordering and what you're getting, right? And that could take a little bit of trial and error.
Yeah.
So like you said, I actually had that salad, the raspberry, like raspberry chicken
strawberry.
salad. Yeah, strawberry. Yeah, no, and I like it. It's definitely good.
Yeah, because you can also make the argument, right? You pick the wrong thing at Panera, and it can be worse than some of the stuff at McDonald's. I mean, McDonald's has some straight up good, healthy choices that can be better than Panera. But it depends on what you pick. Okay, the other thing I had here was, well, I don't think you have it over there. It's a salad bar, basically. It's called Chopped, and I like it. It's all salads. You can't really go wrong. Was there another place by you or no?
We have something similar here too. It's but I said it's more locally, like small. I would say like small, and no. So that's but what definitely you can find a salad bar here without like a major problem.
By the way, so this place Cava, right? Magnus, every day, 7 days a week at 12 o'clock. The line is out the door down the block. I mean, I've never really seen a place so consistently packed. Like, if I eat lunch there, I got to go at 3 o'clock, because if I go between like 11:30 and 1:30, I mean, I'm like, wow, it's amazing how, I don't know, they wheel in the people, and it's a great place to eat.
Why do you think that they're so successful?
Well, again, it's quality. You right away. You go in there, you know it. Like, it tastes good, and it's not. There's no fried food. This is the thing. I guess this is why I'm kind of surprised, because typically healthy places don't have lines around the door. You know what I mean? No. Healthy, I don't feel good. I don't feel full. Typically, the places that have lines wrapped around the door are, the shit food, right? Your hot dogs, your hamburgers, your grease, you fried this, fried that. The lines are down out
Philly steaks.
Right. Fried this, fried that, all the whatever, the death stuff. But this is the only healthy restaurant really that I know of that the line is out the door down the block 7 days a week at lunchtime. And it's amazing. And I think it's because, like, the quality is amazing, and the amount of food you get is good. You leave there feeling full. And like, there's nothing, they got the meats, but it's grilled meat, and the food is prepared right in front of you. So it's healthy, and it's good. It's simple. There's rice, quinoa, salad, or they have chicken. I don't think they have any other meats though. It's just chicken, and that's it. And then you get the fried, they don't fry anything. The grilled vegetables, and then your toppings. You can have your chopped whatever olives or chopped cucumber. But I mean, like, so it's healthy. It tastes good. And I guess that's why, and it's a decent value. I mean, for a big heavy bowl of food with chicken, I think it's like $12, something like that.
That's not too bad.
That'll fill you up. Yeah, you eat that, you're not going to be hungry for a good 6-7 hours. I mean, like, and maybe I'm being.
But, I mean, it's the same thing. Like when I go to Chipotle. Actually, my wife has been on a Chipotle fix the last couple of weeks, but then she basically told me yesterday, it's like, well, I had enough of Chipotle for a while now.
I can't eat Chipotle more than once a month. Like, there's something about that food. Like, I like it, but I don't know. It feels like
a person like me, I usually bring my own lunch to work. Like, I actually cook it the night before. Right. So whatever I have for dinner, I have basically leftovers that I bring for lunch, right? So that's just my simple solution. I've been doing it since basically I was in college, right? So it just works for me. It's easy. I don't mind eating the same thing 2 days in a row. That's perfectly fine. But one thing that I like to know is actually when I cook things, I know what's in it, and that's why the one of the major things what I don't like. Don't get me wrong. I like eating out, of course. But I don't want to base the majority of my food on takeout or restaurants or things like that. So that's why I don't have that many like fast food favorites or things like that, because I don't eat that much fast food.
Yeah. For me, I go out at least once a day because as a single dude, and I work from home a lot, I got to get out or else I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, now let me move on to this next topic. But before we move on to the topic of when do you become an adult in life, which is a loaded question, is a very big question. I thought of you today. On a side note here, real quick. So I was at the gym, and I know. Yeah, bro, come on. I'm hitting the gym 4 days a week now.
You're doing great.
Thanks, bro.
Love it.
Yeah. And it's, I like the gym. Anyway, so, but I noticed these people, and you've seen this before, but I noticed these people, they were on like the crunch machine, right? And they're sitting there, like crunching, right? And I'm saying to myself, I bet you.
Males or females?
A guy and a girl. They were,
okay.
It was both. They were, I guess, friends.
But there's a question why I'm. We'll discuss that at another.
But I had to laugh because I said to myself, I bet you they think that doing crunches is because they had a belly. Let's put it that way. They were a little chunky. I mean, that's fine. God bless your belly. But they had these bellies and they're sitting there killing themselves on this crunch. And I said to myself, I bet you they think if they crunch it real hard and do a ton of reps that they're going to lose the gut. They probably don't know that crunches is not going to make you lose your gut. So Magnus, what do you say to people who are like, well, I got to start doing sit-ups, lose my gut? What do you think of that statement?
So again, like, and this is basically like the common, but people say, oh, abs are made in the kitchen. No, I would say abs are both made in the kitchen and the gym, right? To have what we call a six-pack or visible ab muscles, first of all, you need to have big enough muscle bellies so you actually have enough muscles to have a six-pack structure. The next thing is you need to have low enough body fat levels so you're not hiding your six-pack under a thick layer of fluff, right? So no, I mean, doing sit-ups or crunches or whatever it is, it's not gonna start showing like magically. You have to take care of your nutrition,
right,
as well. So
you can't crunch off a gut.
No, and it's the same thing. You can't spot reduce fat.
Right.
Like it's genetic, and like you need to just come down to low body fat levels for it to show. I mean, if you have really thick muscle bellies, you will start seeing your six-pack abs earlier, even if you have a little bit higher body fat.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you need to have low body fat, and that's you just have to have good nutrition, good genes, whatever it is, right? Or a combination of everything.
And I think you probably would agree with this too. A lot of exercises that are not exactly crunches can also develop the abdomen, right? I mean, simple things like swimming or even walking or
carrying things. That's because a lot of people forget, like, that they think that crunching is the main thing that our abs are doing. Ab muscles are basically like the corset, like your lifting belt naturally. Like the muscles keep stability and keep your waist and core tight, so you're not like folding over. So actually having stability function is usually more important than be able to crunch a lot of weight. So
very good. All right, now
there you have it.
What's that?
There you have it.
Thank you, dude. Your dogs are going crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't know what's going on.
My dog is. Yeah, oh my god. So let's talk about. I don't know why I was thinking this, but I was like, I have these random thoughts, and I was like, when do we become adults? What is an adult? Now that's a big loaded question, because I think a lot of people think an adult is, well, you're 18, or in some religions, you get mitzvahed or you have your confirmation if you're a Catholic and you're an adult religiously, right? You're 13, 14, 15. But like, what is an adult? So I'll start this off and you tell me what you think. So for me, generally speaking, and there are exceptions to the rule, but I would say a true adult would be three things in my book. Again, generally speaking. Number one, you're financially independent. You don't need mommy, daddy anymore. Number two, you live on your own, generally speaking. And number three, you're a law-abiding citizen. You're not a shitbag that's always doing crimes and shit, because that's immature stuff. You're not an adult. Adults don't do that shit. So financially independent, physically independent. You live on your own or with your wife or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. And then three, you're not a troublemaker. You're an adult.
Yeah.
So those three basic things I would say. Again, generally speaking, because I know people who are millionaires who literally they live with their parents, or I should say the parents live with them.
Yeah.
But still, so it's not a money thing per se. But anyways, Magnus, what do you think an adult is?
I think those are like really like three good points. And I would say that you're another thing that would be that you're able to make like the right decisions in some way or form. That doesn't mean that you have to, I have to think this over, but like you have some type of moral compass. Like you understand deadlines. You understand that there are other people around. You're not like completely egocentric, and like you said, you take care of your finances.
Right.
You take care of yourself, health wise, and things like that too. Those are some of the things that I think like an adult should be able to do to be considered an adult.
Yeah, because when you got people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, that I would say they're not adults. Just because you got married and you have children doesn't mean you're an adult. Anybody can, get married. Sure. Anybody can have kids. I mean,
yes.
Well, almost anybody.
Being a parent doesn't mean that you have that you consider an adult. No. And there's so many things, and also like you also see like even young people like that have to grow up really, really fast. You have kids that are like not even teenagers that have to take care of their younger siblings and things like that.
Far more adult than some of the older.
Exactly, because they're forced to, and they should not have to do those things, because they should still be able to be kids and enjoy life and grow up. And not having to take care of basically becoming a parent at that young of an age.
Yeah, I think you brought up a good point, or maybe you touched on it, like making good decisions. I think this is almost all of America, unfortunately, but like taking care of yourself, like not only not doing drugs, but like if you're always drinking and you're always eating shit and you're just sitting and chilling, I'm chilling out. Like, I don't know, is that an adult? Like,
I wouldn't say so, because you're obviously not taking responsibility for yourself.
Yeah, right? You're destroying yourself. I mean, that's why it's like, and then you can say, yeah, I made $1 million this year. Again, money doesn't equate.
No, that money has nothing. I mean, I know people that are not they're not even 18 years of age that made a fortune. And that's just. I mean, they're either like extremely successful at a young age, or they are like having a great opportunity when they come up with something like ingenious that is like, well, and they're smart enough to create a company around it and things like that. So I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, it's so easy to say, like you said, that just because you fulfill that you're considered old enough, that, I mean, like even if you're 21, okay, you're allowed to start drinking. I know a lot of people that, like you said, they're in their 40s and 50s that can't control that and should definitely not be drinking.
Right.
So it doesn't matter if you're 21 or 52. Like you obviously can't be in control of your actions. And I think that is important of being an adult. I mean, you have to be responsible, like take responsibility for your own action. And I think that once you start doing that, then you're on a really, really fast and good pace of becoming an adult.
Yeah. I would say also, for me, one of the linchpins is, listen, we are to respect our mother and fathers. We are to respect our parents.
Yeah.
But I'm always impressed when I see a son or a daughter, respectfully disagree with their mother and father, or keep their parents in check in a loving way. I always cringe when I see or hear people like totally bow to mommy, daddy, whatever mommy, daddy want. I'm like, ugh. Like, especially if I know like someone that doesn't want to do what their parents is doing. And it's not a thing of right or wrong. It's a thing of preference. And it's just like, oh man, like, doing that once in a while is fine. But when they're always bending the knee to mommy, daddy, it's like, really, dude? Are you but that's not an adult. I mean,
it's the same thing you're seeing, unfortunately, it's the same thing you're seeing a lot of parents living through their kids, right? My son is gonna be a professional hockey player, or they're gonna become one of the world's best pianists or whatever it is, you don't even know if the kids, they actually like it. You love that stuff, but they might hate it, or they may actually grow up, start hating it because they're getting pushed, pushed to do it. Right. So that's another thing. I mean,
I always tell parents when their kids are like, when their children, children or teenagers are kind of like, not doing what the parent wants. I always remind parents, like, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, do you want your 17-year-old always like, yes, mommy, yes, daddy, yes, mommy? I mean, I'd be a little worried if I had a 17-year-old boy or girl, like, just like, yes, mommy, yes, dad. I'd be like, you want to see a little bit respectful pushback, because you want to know, hey, can this 17-year-old, when they're 25, can they take care of themselves? You know what I mean? Like, if you're always on mommy and daddy's, you know what? It's just like, come on, man. You know, like, I blame parents on that.
Let me add something. So in Sweden we have a saying. It's called, like, when you call someone's parent a curling parent. So the sport of curling is that when you have this big stone on ice, you put, and then you have a bunch of people that goes in front of it to kind of like lead the way for it, and that's basically what the parents are doing.
I like that one.
Yeah, they're taking so much. They're doing everything for the kids. Right. They're enabling their kids.
And then the irony is they're weakening them.
Yeah, I mean, they're enabling their kids to become basically not growing up and becoming adults. They're always forever going to be kids because they're used to mommy and daddy and fixing every problems. Bro. And you see that, online and things like that, when people get caught for like DUIs or things like that, and you have the police talking to them, and then like, oh no, you can't touch me. I need to call my mom, call my dad. I need to call my mom too. But they need to take care of this problem. No, you were the one that got in the car and was driving and breaking the law.
Right.
And that is like, and we can talk about people that are still in their 20s and even older that are doing that. Oh, my mom and my dad have to take care of this.
Right. Like. We have in America that's called helicopter mom or helicopter dad, where they hover over you. But anyways, so a real adult is someone that can say, hey, mom and dad, I love you, but no, we're not doing that. I'm doing this. That is, I respect that. You know, and again, you set your parents down lovingly with respect, but you don't always have to acquiesce to them. And anyways, but so it even says it in the Bible, right? The man or the woman shall leave their house and start their own family. Hey, the Bible's advocating that, you tell mom and dad to take a walk. All right. So anyways, I don't know about
that. No, that's a good way. That's actually a good way of ending.
Well, Magnus, now wait, when you were a kid, how were you with your mom and dad? Because I tell you, me, I'm a respectful person, and I was always a respectful child. However, I was at 12 years old, I was already a little man. Like, I was already giving money to my parents for bills. Like, wow. I was just doing my own thing, and God bless my parents. They were never up my ass. Like, they didn't give a shit if I came home it was the 1980s, but still, like, my parents are very laissez-faire about me and my brothers. They're just like, dude, whatever, just don't kill anybody. So that enabled me to just be like, cool, I'm doing me. I don't need mommy, daddy. But what about you? Like,
I wouldn't say that would be the opposite, but I will actually tell, like, my mom and my dad, actually, they gave me a lot of tools, so I can actually, like, once I kind of moved out, or once I start to establish my kind of own life and things like that, I was able to take care of things. I was able to take care of a household. I was able to take care of bills. I was able to go grocery shopping. I was able to cook food. I was able to keep my economy in check, like doing your checkbook, accountings, things like that. Because at an early age, they exposed me to that, like cooking for my dad, my mom, like fixing things and like being like understanding, like keeping your economy, like saving and things like that. So I think that they did not just let me go and do whatever. They actually gave me a lot of tools.
They guided you, yeah.
Yes, in a right way, like not like super strict or extremely laid back ways. Kind of in the middle of the road, like they were kind of like, keeping me in check, so I'm not like, going off in a completely like bad route or anything like that. And to be honest, like growing up, I never had that kind of, you know, testing authorities or testing things too much. I mean, I kind of like a little bit like you did my own thing, but like not doing any, like not falling into crime, not surrounding myself with people that are doing drugs or like, I have to be honest, I'm extremely lucky to always have had really good friends. I seldom have had a friend, you know, going out completely off the walls or anything.
Right.
Like
Right.
most of like tight knit, like always like being in sports and stuff like that. It also kind of keeps you in check, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And you learn, like, I also want to add that sports, like especially a team sport, also teaches you a lot of values and things like that that you need to have like growing up too.
Right.
So looking at it from that, I mean, I consider myself very lucky to have like good people around me to kind of show me the ropes.
You're the company you keep.
100%.
Yeah. So, okay, on that, man. No, thank you. Yeah. So anything else you want to add before we wrap this up, Magnus?
Yes. One thing. Again, we want to hear your questions. We want you to share it. We want you to like it. We want you to subscribe, because we love having more people hanging out with us and listen to us and tell if you have a good story, we're more than welcome to have some guests on too.
You're such a good salesman, Magnus. Yeah.
So are you.
Thank you, bro. And I was gonna say, yeah, type in the comment sections, people. What are some of your healthiest, favorite places to eat where you are in your neck of the woods there in the country or the world? And Magnus, now this is so we're closing in on 200 subscribers, actually. So FYI, breaking news, people. Now, to the people out there who may think 200 subscribers, that's nothing. Mr. Beast, he's got 1.10 trillion. I understand that. But you know what, Magnus, I learned? I typed in top 10 most popular YouTube channels.
Yeah.
All 10 of them have something to do with entertainment only. So there's no health and wellness in the top 10. So what I'm saying is, you know, if we're going to do a channel like this, which is a PSA and educational, these types of channels don't get a lot of subscribers, because really people, you know, they want to watch like mindless, just, there's somebody playing with a booger or somebody throwing whipped cream out a window or something. Like, that's the stuff that gets 50 bazillion views, you know? So for us to close in on 200 subscribers, and we've gotten thousands and thousands of views, you know, it is a small number compared to a lot of the channels out there, but it's a big number for considering on what we're talking about, life and death issues, mental health. I mean, it's stuff that's very serious. And even though we come across, you know, lighthearted, but it's very serious stuff. So for us, we're closing in on 200 subscribers and tens of thousands of views, which we do have. So yeah, I'm very pumped up about this. And, you know, so thank you to all the people subscribing. So share this channel with your friends and family, and, you know, subscribe, because it's important stuff for me and Magnus and all of us watching. So anyways, all right, folks, I'm out of here. Magnus, thank you, bro. East Coast, West Coast, that's how we do it, baby. I'm signing us off. 5,